Hello guys and welcome back for another build guide. We are doing another insane damage over time build. Now we are on BLOODMAGE. But first I would like to thank everyone for the support, and my member numbers are doubled since my last video. So now I have 2. Thank you very much guys. I will figure out something for the members. And here I would like to ask everyone who is here to subscribe and like this video. It's free. You can still unsubscribe later if you think this is garbage. So we are using the BLOODMAGE Ascendancy. This is one of the best Ascendancies in the game. It's always in the top 3 in every league. And we know why: the base critical hit chance for spells and the spell damage leads life. These are really big notes for spell users. So mostly all spell users are on BLOODMAGE. But the other part of the tree also pretty unique and has a lot of opportunity. Now we are using a bow and a crossbow, and this is the blood barbs is one of the key points here, because the elemental damage also contributes to bleeding damage. So we try to stack a lot of elemental damage, and with that we have a lot of bleeding, and also bleeding you inflict on cursed targets is aggravated, which means that aggravated it's deal 100% extra damage. This node is just the best. If you want to do a bleed build, then you need this. You don't want to do bleed build on any other stuff. So the questions here, that can I do this on Amazon or Pathfinder? No, you can. You want this node. Without this, it's not really playable. You can do bleed damage, but it's just not worth it. You need this. Also, this is kind of a new node. We are gaining physical damage with it, so really nice for us. And the other nodes are huge for defense, like this. 25% of life loss from hits is prevented, and then we are lose it in 4 seconds. And this gain additional maximum life equal to 100% of item energy shield on epic body armor. With this we are at above 3k life, and with the life relevant it's like 4500 life, and we also have almost 2k energy shield, so we have 0 defense problems. So this is kind of the reason that BLOODMAGE it's one of the best ascendancies in the game. So we are using Ice Shot, Herald of Blood and Herald of Ice for clearing the maps or anything. You can use this build for any content in the game, and we have a lot of mobility. You can reach 70-80% movement speed without sprinting. That's really nice, and this is why the build feels so good. So how to make this Ice Shot machine? First you need a bow. The most important part in bow is you have increased elemental damage with attacks, because that gives a lot of more damage for your bleeding. So on every weapon you use, you need the increased elemental damage with attacks. Also we are using a unique quiver with crescendo splinter reversing each arrow. This really nice, gives us a lot of clear speed and the full screen clear because of that. But also there is a problem. There is like 0 bows in the market that are good. So we don't want the 50% reduced projectile range here, because that's bad for us. But if you want a high suppressing chance to fire an additional arrow, there is 0 bows out there. This is one of the best one that I bought, but it's also just 130%, so we are firing 3 arrows. We are 2 months in the season. If you want increased elemental damage with attacks, critical hit chance, suppressing and increased attack speed, there are really few choices there, and they are almost all of them bad. There are a few good ones with 3000, 4000 diviners. It is what it is. But you can use a simple bow like this with the +3 level attack skills. You can get these ones for 100, between 200. And this will do his job. I use this for a long time. But of course the suppressing stuff is better. Also the sockets you want gain 5% of damage, extra damage of all elements, and bow attacks fire an additional arrow. That's important. And you can't use the gain 5% stuff in your crossbow. So if you try to put that rune into your bow and the crossbow, you won't be able to use your weapons. So use it on your bow. Let's see the skills: Ice Shot, elemental damage, ambush. We are focusing on our first hit again, because we are applying bleed. We want our first hit to be the highest hit. Also we are using Defy again, because we are using the cosmetic command for surrounded stuff. You need the bleed rune and mobility. Herald of Ice with the usual stuff. The only difference is bleed, because we have a lot of bleed damage, so we put bleed in every stuff that we can. Herald of Blood, it's really good. It's a long time that I use this skill. A lot of explosions everywhere. And Elemental Conflux and Blasphemy, this is for both hands. We are using this on the bow and the crossbow. Gives us a lot of more damage with elemental stuff. It's really good for us. And Blasphemy, because we are aggravating our bleeding when we curse someone. I'm using Temporal Chains because I want to slow everyone around me. You don't need the minus resist one. The 3 for the second hand, we mostly focusing on all the mobility nodes, because I want to be fast and we have enough damage for everything. You can use this build for everything, as I said. And because of this glove, we have the critical damage bonus at 250. We're saving up a lot of nodes, so we don't need to put anything to critical damage. That's really nice. That's why we can afford these nodes with the mobility. Our weapon set 1 is almost the same as on the Witch Hunter if you saw my previous video, but here we can reach 100% critical hit chance, which is really nice, because now we really don't need to worry about anything with the non-critical stuff. We have the damage at every time that you charge Plasma Blast if you do it right. Stay close to the boss, use emergency reload and just charge. With my gear, my damage is always around 30, between 40 million. So this boss was a 70% effectiveness Citadel boss with 40 million plus life, and you can see it dies in a few seconds. So our one blast combo is the same. You go into the boss room, you use freezing mark to help your permafrost bolts. Permafrost bolts actually insane. On the lower maps when the boss has 8 million lives, a lot of times you just use permafrost bolts to freeze them, but they are already dying. There's a lot of damage actually. And when the boss is frozen, you reload your plasma blast into your weapon, use emergency reload to empower it and charge it up and kill it with one shot. Every hit is a critical hit, so I think this is one of the best damage over time builds. So how to reach this kind of damage? First you need a good crossbow, of course. You need critical hit chance, attack speed, level of attack skills, and increase elemental damage with attacks. That's the most important one, and of course the critical hit chance. And on the support nodes, we want to reach 100% critical. As I said, we have it because we can use pinpoint critical and this inexorable critical stuff without punishment, because we have the gloves. And the 250 critical damage bonus is more than enough, as you can see it. If you don't use this glove and try to up your critical damage, it won't be the same. I tried it, tried to work around it, but this is the best way in my opinion. But if you find something better, you can write me in comments. The same stuff we use the Deafy 2 for the surrounded stuff. You need the Bleed support gem, of course, and elemental damage. On permafrost bolts, to freezing the bosses, freeze, deep freeze, Ratta's assault. This is really nice. If you miss your shots or the boss has a lot of alignment defense, then you just roll once and you have 5 shots again, and in 2 clips they will freeze. Rakiata's flow, yes, I know this is expensive and it's kinda needed to freeze it fast. You can use the cold penetration one if you don't have this, and I have Rigward Ferocity here for more attack speed. That's why this is the weapon set 1. Freezing mark to have for the freeze. It's the same support gems as always. Also, we are using attrition because I think this is the only build where you can use this. It's not perfect for here also, but it's still usable. Because if you think about it, while you freeze the boss, then reload your hand and charging up, it's a few seconds, right? It's like 10 seconds, so you get more damage with this. It's not much, but it's actually better than just use one of the Herald skills, because these don't give us anything. So it's not much, it's like 5-6% more damage, but it's a multiplier, so why not? We are using it on the first hand. And emergency reloads with cooldown recovery, more duration and efficiency. This is really nice, gives us 31% more damage. That's a lot. On the passive 3 for weapon set 1, we get the Careful Assassin and the Heavy Frost Thin Ice. This is a really nice cluster of nodes for this combo. And I'm getting the damaging elements deal damage faster here and also here with a few bleeding nodes. And also these critical hit chance nodes here. This makes us 100%. I already talked a lot about the 3, but let's see the general stuff. We're starting here. And you just go get the critical hit chance nodes for both weapon set, a little bit of attack speed, elemental damage. As you know, every elemental damage goes into our bleeding, so you want these nodes. And you get also the surrounding stuff for both weapon set. I only use the movement and speed one for only the weapon set 2, because you don't need movement and speed with the crossbow. And the damaging alignment stuff that goes for both weapon hands, and this is it. On the jewels, simple yellow jewels a lot because you need the magnitude of damaging alignment and critical hit chance. The other stuff, I don't care. This is a pretty bad one because we have increased damage with spears on it, but I don't care. You need critical hit chance and damaging alignments in the yellow jewels, and something attack speed, projectile damage, doesn't matter, don't care. Of course it's better if you have a lot of stuff in it, more damage to it, but they are kinda expensive if you want 4 good stuff on it. I have Art of the Well with gain, damages cold damage and increased skill speed. I think it would be better if you get to gain stuff. I have this kind of Art of the Will, but I just keep this here because I have damaging alignments, deal damage faster here, and that's why I have this here. Also, I have a really good and expensive Megalomaniac Diamond. This is what we need actually. You need the first approach. This is a big node. If you don't have a Megalomaniac Diamond for this, you need these. It's like you are wasting a lot of skill points for this, because this is really good for the weapon set too. I use this with the green stuff. Then if you don't have this, you will lose this cluster, so you are slower, you don't have utility. So get this node. This is the node that you need to have. It gives us a lot of damage on the maps. And also it gives us this. This was a really nice Megalomaniac Diamond because we have empowered attacks. And also I want to mention something here, because you can use ice tips arrows, right? If you are lower on damage because lower gear, everything, you can use the ice tips arrows on mapping, and this gives you a lot of damage because this empowers your stuff and leaves these ice fragments to explode everywhere. So use this instead of the attrition stuff. You can just take this out and put this here. So for this build you need an unset ring. I will talk about in the next segment about that, because we are short on skill slots. And the last jewel is a Metamorphosis Diamond. You just get these nodes and that's it. A lot of times when I export this out into max roll, it's bugged. And if I remove it and try to put it in, it clears my whole tree, and I had enough and I hate it. So if you want the real tree, just fucking go into my video and fast forward it to this part when I'm talking about the tree. It's really not that hard to do that, I'm sorry, but for the planner heroes who just open my vid and then click to the planners in the first 30 seconds and close my video, that's actually just hurting me. So I don't really care if you close my video after the 30 seconds, it's just hurting my algorithm, my channel and everything. So, and I'm not sponsored to any of the planners, and the max roll is a piece of garbage. There is the Poe Ninja, that's usually pretty good. On the items, I mostly talked about everything. So crossbow, bow, the helmet, glove, we need headhunter of course. I have nice body armor, resist, spirit, energy shield. I think these kind of free resist on and spirit are really expensive now, multiple hundred divine orbs. Also my boots, free resist with chaos and free socket. I don't think even these are available on the market. Would be horrible price on it. We are 2 months into the season. On amulet, I have two useless stuff here, the critical damage wounds and the life regeneration one. I didn't want to buy another amulet, I'm using this for kinda almost every projectile build. I have spirit, life and the plus skills, and you need lasting trauma for anointment. On the rings, as I said, you want one onset ring. Actually it would be the best if you have two onset rings with triple damage and resistant stats, because then you can just put into ice tips arrow. If you have one, you can switch it for the attrition, because most likely, if you have lower gear, the mapping will be harder than the bossing stuff. So you can take this out and put this in. I have the Orlot, of course. Again, you can have a simple one, but have it with increased charges. And I also have a Rite of Passage, the Spirit of the Wolf. This is also very expensive. It gives us movement and speed. I always go for the movement and speed one. Bought it early and I just have it in. That's it. And you need this mana flex because it constantly applies the mana regeneration and it gives us elemental damage from the tree. So this is it, guys. I think I talked about everything that you need to know to make this build. I'm having a lot of fun playing with this build. It's kind of sister build from the Witch Hunter one, and there are a few differences. Witch Hunter has more movement speed, but it don't have the 100% crit chance on Plasma Blast. So if I would have to choose, I would choose this. This feels better in a way that with this you can clear Temple. With the Witch Hunter one, Temple is harder, but I am not farming Temple anymore, so doesn't really matter. I'm only farming citadels. This is the perfect citadel farming build. You are just not in danger. You freeze the boss and kill the boss. Two freeze, 2 one-shot, and that's it. And they are giving a really big profit, like 13. One of the fragments is 17 divine orbs, and you can go around the map really fast because of the access unique tablet. You just go for the towers, put the tablet in, and this covers a lot of area, and you can jump around. I am farming citadels really fast. I always have a lot of fragments in my chest. This build is for citadel farming. I hope you will like it. I would like to ask you to subscribe and like this video, and I'm really grateful for my 2 members. I hope you guys like this vid. Thank you so much. Bye bye.